Okay, so unfortunately, more terrible news has come out about Jonathan Majors. Two more women have accused him. Let's get into the report. Hello, everyone. My name is Fake Ass Don Lemon, aka Adrian Expression. Jeez. And I'm here with another story. I mean, it just went. You remember that meme?
It went from worse to worse, sir.
Yeah. It's just every time you see more information about this man, it seems to get worse than the last news article, right? That you saw. So, Rolling Stone says two women have come forward to accuse Jonathan Majors of abuse 2 months after the Marvel star was convicted of recklessly assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari. The woman, Emma Duncan and Maura Hooper, spoke to New York Times and alleged that Majors was physically and or emotionally abusive during their overlapping relationships with the actor. Not overlapping relationships, girl. Oh my God. Duncan claims that on multiple occasions, Majors was physically violent with her. During one alleged fight in July 2016, Majors allegedly choked Duncan, threw her body across the room, and threatened he was going to make sure you can't have children? What? Majors denied the accusations. So now, I don't know, because we saw Jonathan Majors throw Grace around, and Duncan's talking about he threw me around, and the choking thing is just like a pattern. Hooper, who dated Majors from 2013 to 2015 after meeting at Yale's prestigious drama school, claimed Majors was deeply controlling and that she was not allowed to speak to anyone about their relationship. Majors' attorney said Majors was young and insecure during that time period and is embarrassed by some of his jealous behavior. And I'm like, girl, y'all cannot possibly think that this is about to be cutting it. Like, he was just young and insecure. Oh, he was just jealous. It's like, girl, this seems more severe than just like, oh, brushing it off. Like, oh, girl, well, he was just, young and dumb, just jealous, And it's like, no, girl, you gonna have to come up with something else. Because, girl, this sounds terrible. These women's accounts were first referred to in Rolling Stone's investigation from June, where more than a dozen sources who are friends with the woman or were present during their relationship independently corroborated the details of the alleged abuse. So they're like, girl, we already mentioned, these women's accounts in the investigation from way back then. But now, like, they coming with it, right? At the time, Duncan and Hooper declined to comment for the original article, with one of the women through a spokesperson citing fear of retribution. It was pervasively known that he was a good actor and that he also would terrorize the people that he dated, one of the dozen sources told Rolling Stone. Majors was convicted in December for reckless assault in third degree and a harassment violation stemming from his March 2023 arrest, where he allegedly attacked Jabari after she saw him receive a romantic text from a woman. We know his sentencing, as we know, has been pushed back to April 8th, blah, blah, blah. New York Times obtained Molyneux evidence, which means previous history of alleged bad acts related to the case, that contained the woman's testimonies to prosecutors. So they testified to prosecutors. Okay. So Majors' lawyer recently filed a motion to keep the documents permanently under seal. She claimed the unproven allegations would cause significant concrete harm because the media has already demonstrated that it has a near insatiable appetite for salacious gossip concerning Mr. Majors. No, or we're concerned that we may have a serial abuser running around, on these sets. around around his fellow employees or whatever. Like, no, like, it's not so much that we have this insatiable appetite for gossip around Mr. Majors. It's not, of course, everybody, people like to gossip, people like to talk about what's going on, of course. But girl, I think people are mainly concerned that an abuser's walking around here. Let's talk, like, come on now. Get fucking real. A third woman who was also considering speaking with the DA came forward to Rolling Stone as a part of the June investigation, but pulled out before publication. Recently speaking with The Cut, who gave her the pseudonym Anna, the woman claimed she was also in an abusive relationship with Majors. Anna said she backed out of Rolling Stone's June article because she received a threatening letter allegedly sent by a legal assistant who claimed she was being investigated by a law firm and was part of an ongoing criminal investigation. The email allegedly contained a phone number which Anna said that she traced back through a Google search to the law firm of Majors' lawyer. It felt like a threat, Anna told The Cut. I pulled back 100% from participating in supporting Grace, speaking to the DA, communicating with journalists, all of it. And of course, Majors' lawyer denied to The Cut that her firm was behind the mysterious email and said that she would file a criminal complaint against the sender. Okay, girl. Oh, we don't know where that threatening email came from. We don't know where, how could this possibly happen? Okay, girl. The woman's stories mirror the testimony that Jabari gave during the trial. The professional dancer and movement coach said the two met on the set of Ant-Man. She described the early days as a whirlwind, with Majors professing his love early on, writing her poetry, however things soured by that December. She talked about Majors' rage, talked about him threatening to commit suicide. Also, Jabari testified that she felt responsible for Majors' emotions and grew increasingly isolated from her friends and family because she felt like she was lying by hiding aspects of her relationship from them. Hooper claims she became pregnant a few months into the relationship and made an abortion appointment for 2 weeks later, which Majors allegedly wanted scheduled sooner. Although Majors knew Hooper needed an escort home, Hooper claimed that Majors attended a rehearsal instead of picking her up. She ended up walking home. In 2016, Hooper claimed Majors became angry with her for dating someone he knew. I'm going to rip you out of my heart the way they ripped our baby out of you, he allegedly told Hooper. I am like, oh my God, what are you talking about? So you wanted it done sooner. Allegedly wanted the appointment done sooner. You wanted her to get this baby out of there, right? And then you're gonna come around and okay, you're gonna just throw that shit in her face. Okay. Majors acknowledged it was a mutually intense conversation. That's what he said of what he told her. It was an intense conversation. So this is the kind of defense that he and his lawyers are giving us. It was an intense conversation. I was just young. I was just, jealous. It's just like this. It's not adding up, babes. You're gonna have to have the defense ain't giving me nothing. It ain't giving me nothing. Major says he regrets saying hurtful things in that moment, but he does not recall the specific things he said. So, okay, you regret saying you said the hurtful things, but you just don't remember what you said. But how could you remember that they were hurtful if you don't remember what the fuck you said, girl? It's just like, okay. Duncan said that she began her relationship with Majors after meeting at a summer acting program in New York. Because, girl, I am not pronouncing that shit. And were engaged from 2015 to 2019. Although the relationship started out affectionate with grand romantic gestures, we keep getting that. We keep getting that pattern. Grand romantic gestures, you know what I mean? Love bombing your ass. Duncan claimed that by July 2016, Majors had threatened to strangle and kill her during an argument. So there goes that choking and strangling thing again, right? Interesting pattern. Major's attorney claims that he never threatened her. Now, part of the Molyneux evidence, some of which was referred to in prosecutors' filing from October, mentioned a police report regarding a September 2022 incident in London that resulted in Jabari receiving medical care. In November, London's Metropolitan Police confirmed to Rolling Stone that there is an ongoing investigation into the incident that included allegations of physical assaults. The woman's claims fly in the face of Major's recent ABC News interview, because he was saying that although he had witnessed domestic abuse, he's never participated in it. He said, "I've been smacked at before, but never exercised it. Those relationships went back to when I was 21, 22 years old, and I just think, was I a jerk? Was I a mean guy? Yeah, knowing what I know now, like, oh, severe depression, childhood trauma. I've had very few relationships, so I can gather what situations we're talking about. Yeah, I was not the best boyfriend at the time, but I never hit a woman. My hands have never struck a woman ever." And I'm just like, okay. So it's what it sounds like he was doing in the interview, is preempting us, right? Because it's like, oh yeah, no, I'm not saying I was perfect. I had severe depression, child trauma, so I wasn't a perfect boyfriend, but you know, at least I didn't hit them. I didn't hit. And it's just like, even that is turning out to be a very shaky statement, babes. Since we're just talking about alleged and all this stuff, girl, it's turning out your defense looks crazy right now. It looks crazy. It looks crazy right now. Major's career had a tremendous free fall a year ago. He was garnering early Oscar buzz, and now it's just like all future projects were shelved, and Marvel dealt the final blow when the studio announced Majors would not be returning to the role of Kang the Conqueror, which the franchise's next 2 films were centered on. Y'all need to do Doctor Doom, like I said, and just stop playing with me. Anyway, so yeah, this is what the tea is, and it's just like, I feel like as time goes on, more evidence is going to be coming out, especially because Jonathan Major's lawyer over here trying to make sure that some of these documents do not reach the public, make sure they stay sealed, and it's just like, girl, once they start unsealing shit, or once the evidence start going, these cases start coming, we're gonna find out even more. We're gonna see even more text messages. We're gonna see even more of Jonathan Major's alleged behavior. You know, it's ridiculous. Wow, I just wonder how many more there are, right? Like, how many more there are. And the fact that, like, these the accounts of these women mirror what Grace Jabari was saying too, it's just it ain't looking too good for Mr. Mama. Like, it's not looking too good for him. So yeah, that's all the information, y'all. Thank you so much for checking out the video, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.
Dragging bitches, so they tryna ban drag. Ain't it sad that y'all write them laws as undercover bags? Ho, you mad that I'm a nigga fucking on another man? Cause I can't dirty.